What is up, guys? It is another Tuesday, which means it is another weekly reset. This actually marks the final reset for Season of the Worthy inside of Destiny 2. So we're going to go over the final powerful, pinnacle, and Eververse offerings for this week. So let's jump right into it. First up, for the Vanguard, inside of the Vanguard Strike playlist, the Singe this week is Arc Singe. Arc damage increases slightly from all sources. For the modifiers for today, Blackout, enemy melee attacks are significantly more powerful, and radar is disabled. Grenadier, grenade abilities deal more damage and recharge much faster. Completing 3 Vanguard Strikes will grant you a pinnacle reward. For the Nightfall, the ordeal this week, completing 3 of the Nightfalls on the Adept difficulty will grant you a Tier 1 powerful reward. The ordeal this week is the Arcadian Valley Strike. If you go for the 100k score, it will grant you a pinnacle reward. The modifiers for the 100k are Scorched Earth, enemies throw grenades slightly more often. Champions Unstoppable, this mode contains unstoppable champions which cannot be stopped without an unstoppable mod. Champions Barrier, this mode contains barrier champions which cannot be stopped without an anti-barrier mod. Equipment is locked, you will not be able to change your equipment after this activity starts. Match game, enemy shields are highly resistant to all unmatched elemental damage. And Kargan's Stratagem, incoming void and environmental damage is increased. In the classic Nightfall playlist this week, we have the Tree of Probabilities, the Will of 1,000, and Broodhole. So if you need to complete any of those 3 Nightfalls for the 100k for the emblems or the drops, you can complete that this week. In the Crucible this week, starting in the Rotator playlist, we have Team Scorched and we have Showdown. Completing 4 matches and either one of these will grant you a Tier 1 powerful reward. For our classic Rotator mix, we have Rumble, Control, Elimination, Survival Freelance, and Classic Mix. Completing 4 matches in either one of these playlists will grant you a pinnacle reward. In the Gambit playlist, as always, we have Classic Gambit and we have Gambit Prime. Completing 3 matches in either one of these playlists will grant you a pinnacle reward. The Reckoning this week, the bosses are the swords, so if you are looking for any of the weapons that this boss drops, you are able to complete that this week. On the moon, starting from left to right as we always do, you have the Garden of Salvation raid. Completing each encounter in the raid will grant you a pinnacle drop. Next, we have for the nightmares this week, we have Fogoth, Crota, son of Oryx, and the Nightmare of the Fanatic. Completing 3 of either one of these will grant you a Tier 1 powerful reward. If you are going for the 1030 Master, the modifiers are Empath, Enhanced Radar, take increased damage from melee. Champions Unstoppable, Champions Barrier, Chaff, radar is disabled, equipment is locked, match game is on, Champions Mob, this mode contains additional champions, and Torment of Fogoth, void damage increased, knockback damage and distance increased. Moving on, we have the Nightmare Slayer Vendor Challenge. Killing 30 nightmares will grant you a Tier 1 powerful reward. We have Luna's Calling Vendor Challenge, Memory Quest for Eris Morn. Completing this will grant you a Tier 1 powerful reward. We have the Pit of Heresy, Completing all encounters and beating the boss will grant you a pinnacle reward. And also we have the Beyond campaign mission. Complete this and it will grant you a tier 1 powerful reward. The flashpoint this week is on Earth. You will go and see Devram K to receive your reward. You will complete heroic adventures, public events, and lost sectors. Once you have completed all of those activities to 100%, you will be granted a tier 1 powerful reward. The bunker this week is in the EDZ for the weekly Rasputin challenge. Completing the legendary Splunker and the public servant bounty will grant you a tier 3 powerful reward. In the tower, starting from left to right as always, we have the 8 Gambit bounties will grant you a tier 1 powerful reward. We have the weekly clan bounties for your XP for the clan. Completing this to 100% will grant you a tier 2 powerful reward. Completing 8 gunsmith bounties will grant you a tier 1 powerful reward. Completing 8 of the Crucible bounties will grant you a tier 1 powerful reward. And completing 8 of the Vanguard bounties will grant you a tier 1 powerful reward. For Eververse this week, as we always do, starting in the Bright Dust section, we have the Consecrated Mattergram. Bosses have a chance to drop an upgrade module when defeated. We have the Glimmer Shard. Defeated bosses have a chance to create a shower of glimmer. We have the Scavenger's Boon. Combatants defeated with precision final blows have a chance to drop planetary materials. We have Cabal Entrance Transmat Effect. It's alright. We have the Necrosis ornament for the Recluse. Doesn't look bad. We have Carry the Load. Alrighty. We have Shifting Loyalties ornament for the Dust Rock Blues. It's actually not bad. Moving on to the seasonal offerings, and remember this is the last week. When the season changes, everything will change with it under this tab. When we do our weekly reset video next week, we will go over all of the new seasonal offerings. So if you do not have any of these things for this season, make sure that you go ahead and pick these up. Under the archive tab, again, these are all of the previous offerings that Eververse has had. If you do not have any of these things, you can definitely pick these up. Here we are in the Bright Dust section. We have the Shoulder Hug. Yep, okay. We have the CLVS 241 shell. Alright. The perks are Guiding Light, Treasure Hunter, and a random mod. If you do not have a ghost shell with Guiding Light, I would pick this up. It will give you 10% to all experience gain, which is actually a really good thing to have. Next up, we have the All-In weapon ornament for the Ace of Spades. It's kind of a Trials of Osiris theme. Not bad. Next, we have the Urban Commander. It's okay. And as always, we have the Custom Drive, a random mod, and the Destabilizers. Moving on to the Obsidian Wings. It's actually not a bad looking ship. Definitely better than some of the others. We have the Helm of the Exile Projection. Excuse me. We have Alright, Let's Go emote. Little Gone in 60 Seconds theme there. We have the Warsat Arrival. We have Golden Age Wine shader. I feel like we just had this one up. And finally, we have the Gleaming Boon of the Crucible, which will grant an Eververse gift at the end of Crucible matches to all team players. We have the Gleaming Boon of the Vanguard, which will grant an Eververse gift after the strike for all your fire team members, and the 3 that we went over earlier. So that is going to do it for this video, guys. Again, this is the last week of the season, so pick up anything that you do not have, as it will be going away. Again, we will cover the weekly reset next week for the new season, as well as any other information that happens. Definitely come back Thursday for the This Week at Bungie. We will definitely try to make sure we cover everything that is coming for next season, as well as stop back by for the the final Where's'er of this season as well. We will talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Peace.